Okay, welcome. So my name is Sabine Winters. I'm a philosopher of science, freelance philosopher, and my platform is called Future Based. It is an interdisciplinary philosophy platform, and we have theme-based research. So what we do is we research from different disciplines, themes, very broad themes like expansion of consciousness, scientific imagination, scale, time, and things that are. These are the themes for 22 and 26, very poetic, very broad, but it really helps to create a framework. And within that framework, we have collaborations where we do interdisciplinary research to certain topics. So it's still very vague, but I have some examples. An example is Witchcraft Made Science. The banners are made, by the way, by Dana Dijkgraaf. And this was a collaboration with Lieke Wouters. And we researched how witchcraft or healthcare was the very foundation of modern sciences, from psychology, mysticism, socialism, every aspect. And she held a reading session in Nijmegen and did a podcast series with 4 artists about witchcraft. Another example is Brain Pen Colloquial, a collaboration with philosopher Aidan Leon. He's a philosopher of psychedelics experiences. And in this collaboration, we had 2 artists working with us, Attikla Brenske-Vroonhoven and Azu Aksu, and Aidan Leon in creating a psychedelic experience without the drugs, by the way. We had a box, and in this box we had experiences like scent. Azu made a video, and we shipped these boxes to everyone who bought a ticket from London to Berlin, and we held a hybrid online experience. So they had to open the box at 15 March, I believe, and then have this experience, a meditational experience, you could say, and then we get it online. So this was the video that Renske made. Yeah, I'll stop it here. As said, inspired by scientific research within the theme of expansion of consciousness, so within a theme of future-based, researched with 2 artists and a philosopher. Aidan wrote his PhD on this specific topic, and we held a meetup, and we have 2 other meetups coming in autumn, which will be focused on dance movements and psychedelic experiences and food experience, so eating and having different kind of experiences, with a poet that will contribute to this collaboration. So another example is our podcast series Future Based Beyond Human Relations, which is really focused about the ontology of things and the experience from animals. For example,
and what would an animal want on the internet? What would, if we're building an internet for 2 dogs, what would 2 dogs want to do together on the internet? Or would they want to talk to dogs, or would they want to talk to other animals? Or, what would they do together? How would this interaction look? Because animals interact with each other in such a different way than humans do. So our internet is a lot about this at the moment, about this video calling and talking. But, dogs sniff a lot. So would you need like a smellable internet for a dog?
Yeah, I think these are really relevant questions to come further, to think about the future, but also to question the now. Why would we think about an internet for animals? Really to question the futures of the structures of the now. So we do this together. This was Elena Hirschke-Douglas. She's a professor on this specific topic. And the podcast host is Shantana Pai. So we are with a team of about 7 people. And the Time Capsule Project is another project, a very interdisciplinary project, where we ask people to give their input on positive stories about the future. Because when we think about the future, think about a picture of the future for yourself, it will likely get very dystopian very easy. So we want to ask people to think about the future in positive ways and contribute this to our time capsule online. It can be a voice memo, a story, a drawing, anything. We will keep that for about 10 years, and we will have a meetup in autumn and in 2032 as well. And we will publish a zine with other contributions. So again, imagining the future to critically reflect on the now. If we want this positive future, how do we gear towards this positive future? And intertwining different disciplines, designers, artists, architects, everyone can join in to think about this positive future. And within future-based scientific imagination is my own project. The question is, where does fiction meet science? What is the role of imagination in science? I'm researching this topic through film fragments. For example, in autumn we have a collaboration with Focus Theater in Arnhem, where we have 4 film events. Interstellar is one of the films, and then a professor of wormholes will come talk to us about how realistic Interstellar is. So I find it very interesting. And this background image, by the way, is made by Jimmy Balster. So, and last but not least, if you have ideas or collaborations or want a call to action here, please reach out to us. Future-based scientific imagination or just plain SabineWinters.nl. Thank you.
Welcome. I want to tell you something about my graduation work, and I will start with how I started with it and how I started researching this topic, and later I will tell you what it ended up with. So it started by my interest and my fascination for how mycelium networks work together or work in a symbiotic way, or also working in a more parasitic way, actually, with nature, and how they work together and exchange information and knowledge. So, for example, you have this lichen, and it's a combination of fungi and algae. And I was just really fascinated how this tiny world look and how they communicate together and how they work together to stay alive and how they communicate. My background is in science also, so I was also really interested how this works and how this communication works and how they talk together. And then while doing this, I was really interested in our own communication and how we communicate with each other, also via networks and also via the internet. So I started by going into this world of fungi, and I was really amazed how also the shapes were made, and also how these paths of mycelium grow, and how they are actually really smart in making these combinations and making these paths and it's really similar actually as the internet, how this is really a physical structure that is physical, like under the sea you have all these cables and these networks, and it's really one thing that is working together. And and really the knowledge that they have. So for example, here you see this farm from servers, which is really a physical place where you connect with, and it's really this network that is going on that is a bit invisible, and the same you have with with the fungi network is also a really physical network under the ground where trees connect also and where trees have also this communication. So then I went to a place where they grow mushrooms, and I'm working in a restaurant, and we really work with local ingredients. So this was also something that I found important, to work local and to see what you can do in a local area basically. And I started to grow mushrooms and work together with them. And it's also about sharing this knowledge locally. So we really had these nice conversations together. That was nice. So then, in the end, I made this combination between the digital internet network and this physical mycelium network, and I really wanted to combine them. So we both really want to have this natural network going. We find it important. I mean, I find it important to have this natural world existing, but also we want to stay connected via the internet. But yeah, they're both really invisible, and I wanted to make this visible again. So to keep it more local, to have your own data on your own server, and to have your also your own mushroom layers, more local. So here you see one sheet of the mushrooms, and there you see them above each other. So you have the servers underneath, and they produce a lot of heat. And I think we are not always aware of this, that if you connect to a server by just sending a message or watching a movie, streaming a movie, that you actually connect with this server that is somewhere on this world, don't know where exactly, which is producing a lot of heat. And I wanted to show this and take it here, that you can see that it's actually producing this heat and that you can do something with this heat, such as growing this mycelium. And then also afterwards harvest it, share it with your local community, and also have your data by yourself, so you can also know what is on the server and know what is happening there and really take care of it. So if you are close by, it's a local network, so it's not connected to the internet, then you can go also on the server, and then you can check out how many visitors there were, how long it's running, and also it's about taking care of it with a group of people, and also about taking care of 2 layers. And then, so it's really about sharing this data together on a local level, and inspire people also to value this local products, both physical and digital. We want to have these both worlds together, and it's about this awareness and about taking care of plants / mushrooms / your data and having ownership over this. So that's my graduation work.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. A super interesting project and presentation.
Thanks.
I was wondering, why is sharing information locally very important to you?
I think because I was just looking into this super broad network of everything is connected to the whole world. Like, you can have this connection with everyone. While I think that, for example, for growing plants or growing food together, it's really important to have that as a local community, to take care of it with a group that is there also. So not in a broader way, or not like if you're working together, like really physical. I think that's really important to have that as a physical thing. So that's why I was focusing on that. I think, to have that. So to really work together.
Yeah. Why is that important? Because you also said that you have this local server. And there you can leave a message. And you said in your presentation, and when you leave a message, you're also like responsible together as a group for that server. Why is this social aspect important to you?
I just think it's important that you really take care of something, because I think if you are adding more focus or more attention to for example your data, then you really think about like what do I want with it, or who do I want to share with it the data that is there. And I think that was the main reason for it, to have it with a group together, so you can really know who is also able to visit your data, and knowing who is there, and to have this as a shared object or entity.
Is it also about taking care of each other and trusting each other, or not trusting the big internet maybe?
No, maybe it's not really about trust, but I think it's there, but it's also not really aware of that we are not really aware of where we put our online world. Like where is this based? Like you visit the server or watch a movie, or you don't know where that is. Like, and I really thought about that also your data is stored somewhere, and you not really know where it is and who is able to get access to that. And I think that was more the thought of you can also bring that to yourself or to your group, and then really know what's happening with it
and taking care of
it.
What way do you think why should we rethink our data usage?
Well, I think it's now so common that it's just there, and that you just share everything. While I think that your personal information is also, it's also about money. I think like companies are also using your data kind of to get money, and I think, it's just something we need to think about more. Or like, do we want that, or is that the way we want to, let our lives just there out in the open, while you can also just take it more local.
Make it physical also. Is it about making it visible, the internet making it visible? You were talking about
making it, well, I think it's just that this internet is there, and also like you have like the cloud, and it's something that is I don't know. It's where is it? So it's more that it's a super physical thing actually. That if you connect to someone, then there is a physical route that you can follow to a server that is there running and having need a lot of energy and producing a lot of heat, and then it comes back, and then you can connect this. Well, it's we think it's something invisible, but it's actually really physical. So I think that's one thing that I want to show, that is actually using this energy, and more this awareness, I think.
And why mushrooms? Let's dive into the mushrooms, mycelium. Why mushrooms and mycelium? Well, mushrooms are mushrooms.
These are oyster mushrooms.
Yes.
And why? I think it started with this fascination. Like I started very young, also harvesting mushrooms with my dad, and it was just something that I'm interested in, and also this connection in these two networks. So like we talked about the internet for us as a network of communication and storing data and getting access to our online world. And then this mycelium is also this network, which is also invisible, but it's also really physical. So it's also the way how trees communicate and sharing knowledge with each other. And it's the mushroom that we see, but it's not like it has a large body under the ground, which is way larger actually. And yeah, these two connections, like these two networks that are kind of invisible but super important also for us. Yeah, I wanted to bring them together.
Yeah. Do you know, I was wondering, wouldn't it be interesting to ask whether like this mycelium network is local, or where does it stop, or where does it? Have you thought about that? Maybe it's like worldwide mycelium networks are worldwide, never stop. How does this? Is this something that you researched, or?
But I don't know.
Is it like you were talking about local, making it local, right?
Yeah.
And in contrast with the World Wide Web. But like the mycelium network is
also
worldwide,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's why like maybe it's just this to bringing it out of the unseen kind of. So it is also worldwide, and the internet's also worldwide, and maybe it's just about showing that it's something you can take care of yourself locally, but it's something we need to take care of actually worldwide.
yeah, okay.
So it's maybe more about showing this and showing the unseen and making you aware of this.
Is your making the awareness is something that comes back, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
Is your project also about revaluing like local products?
Yeah.
In what way would you say?
Well, to show that you can actually do a lot yourself, and I mean it's not that hard if you know a bit about the things of the internet and also maybe growing. It's not that hard to do it yourself. Like you can do a lot yourself, and then you have the ownership also over it yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's an answer. It's a good answer. Is it a way to inspire people maybe to start their own local host?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, maybe, or with a group, like not everyone maybe, but that you can share your knowledge together somewhere where you can also gather, maybe like it's a physical thing, so you can also have this location where it is, where you can gather and have these conversations about the things that are on the server. And yeah, it's really this community based work where you can also harvest the mushrooms if you are if you want to share this together maybe. And
because the mushrooms, do they grow on the heat of the server? Is that correct?
Yeah, so if the so here are the two servers, and well, they produce the heat, and then the mushrooms that are not yet there, so they are still growing in the it's a combination of hemp and coffee and water. And they need heat or warmth to grow, and then when the mycelium is there, growth into these shapes, then actually they need some sort of state of stress. So then you need to reduce the temperature actually, so you have to shut down the server for a while to have the mushrooms. So it's also about do we always need access to the server, or can there also be times or moments where you don't have access, and then you just know like, oh, okay, so for now mushrooms are growing, I cannot access my data, but I know that in a week the server is running again. And it's also about like, do we want to have this always up and running, so you're always be able to connect to a server, or is it maybe not really necessary to have that always?
That's fantastic. I think I now know why they connected us, because it's really about like creating this futuristic scene to really question the established frameworks we have now about the internet. And thinking about the future, would this project something that you want to develop further, or what would be the dream outcome?
I really would like to keep this to a next level, because I also like it's not really developed, but I also thought about the shapes. I made them into bricks, like a Dutch brick size.
Yeah.
Because the material that is there after you harvest the mushrooms is actually also super interesting.
Yes.
And I did some experiments with it, and it kind of is a really nice material, because you have this hemp, or you can also use wood chips, but it's a combination of mycelium with the wood. It's really nice material.
It's squishy?
No, it's not really squishy, because it's dried out a bit, so it's more like
Try it in Dutch.
for between walls, you know, like the
Oh yeah. No idea.
isolation material. Isolation material. So it's really lightweighted, but it's also fireproof. So they're doing these experiments. So I'm also really interested in the material actually that is left behind after you harvest.
Yeah.
So I would really love to work further on it and try more ways of how to really control this phase actually of turning off and on, and
So more local servers, and then more mushrooms, mycelium, and then building houses out of that.
well, it would be nice.
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know, how much time do we still have left? Yeah? Or is it okay?
Yeah.
Is there something that you wanted to discuss but we missed? Anything?
I don't know. I would also really be interested in working together with scientists, for example, or working together with someone who is really focusing on the specific scientific background behind this, both digital realm and also the physical mushroom side. So I think this can go a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
But,
This is a call for collaboration, I guess.
well,
Really nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.